Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Dewar. I'm the Director of People at Connect Health in Newcastle.
So the reason that we're recording this today is as a follow-up to a really great discussion we had online, which seems like a lifetime ago, about job crafting, which was super interesting. But one of the things which came up was, like with any new people initiative, people project that you want to introduce, it often requires getting a lot of buy-in from managers and leaders across the organization. And given that job crafting is something that's relatively new, and there aren't hundreds and thousands of use cases of how it's been applied in different businesses, I think that makes the buy-in challenge an even bigger one. How important was it for you to engage your executive and leadership team in order to be able to explore job crafting properly within Connect Health?
Yeah, so we engaged the executive and the senior leadership team really early on with this through a number of different methods. One of the main things we did was we had our leadership conference, which was a full day event, and we ran a session specifically on job crafting at that conference. And at that conference, we explained what it was and I guess got over the myths that it's not a fad, it's not something extra to do for your job, it's not something that should take a lot of time. It's a way of having a meaningful conversation with someone to enhance the effectiveness of how they work in their career. And what we got our exec and leadership team to do was sit down with a partner and have a real job crafting conversation using some questions that we devised to really bring it to life and make it real.
So they have then kind of learned what it is by doing it and applying it to their own roles. And has that stuck? Have their roles still look slightly different following the job crafting work that they did?
So I think I talked at the event about the executive team crafting their own roles. So that's something that Nate did last summer. That's something that still exists. And I guess that concept of taking the different things that need to be done, the different parts of Connect, and thinking about who best suits doing what in a job crafting way absolutely still sticks. So yeah, still have the buy-in through that, through making it real to people. And like I said before, just not making it a huge big deal. It's job crafting can be really small changes and things, you know, we talk about kind of even 5-minute changes a day or one thing differently you're going to do per week. So getting over that, it's not a big thing that takes lots of time, was really important for our leaders.
Have they shared anything around, you know, given that they did this a year ago now, have they shared anything around the impact that it's had on them personally?
Yeah, we're about 9 months into the introduction of job crafting and our new performance management approach. I ran a review session with some of the senior leaders from across the business representing different functions. Asked them some questions. Do you like it? Do you want to keep it? What impact do you think it's made? And the feedback was really positive. For them personally, yeah, from a wellbeing perspective, definitely people talking about a lot of wellbeing changes, fresh air, exercise, even, you know, before lockdown, people getting out of the office, people taking no email time, whatever it might be. And talking about the impact that it's had actually on the business as a whole and what they can see in their teams in terms of people's enjoyment of role and career aspirations. So real feedback across the business that people feel now they can fulfill their career aspirations a lot more at Connect now than they thought they could. Maybe they felt a little bit stuck with what they could do. Job crafting's opened up conversations to people doing things differently.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And what impact, if any of you noticed it, have on your ability to kind of roll this out across the wider business? Having the executives on board and experiencing it themselves, has it made it easier for you to start doing this with the wider population?
I wouldn't say it's made it easier necessarily. I think having buy-in's always helpful, but I think what's made it easier is we had a pilot group of a number of managers of different levels across the business who almost championed this and shared real life experiences. And we did workshops with people. We talked again about real life experiences of job crafting. And I think that's what's got the buy-in, the sharing of making it real and the practical examples.
Yeah, fantastic. And you mentioned the performance conversation just before. Is that an ideal place to kind of slot some of these job crafting conversations in, given, you know, performance conversations, we want them to be about utilizing strengths and being able to do more of what you enjoy? Is that been one of the key kind of forums in which you've got the job crafting conversation to take place?
Yeah, I mean, we want job crafting to live and breathe and exist almost every day. But through our performance management process, which we changed to be a quarterly touch point, the quarterly themed job crafting exercise has given people that opportunity to sit and ask a number of questions and focus on it. And so where someone's had some goals set for the quarter, they've then had a job crafting conversation about career, well-being, relationships, whatever it might be. And that's linked really nicely to the performance and goals and what they want to do and what will be the focus for the next quarter. So we found the link to the performance management process worked really well.
An easy one, yeah. And what advice would you give to other kind of HR practitioners, HR leaders that are looking to explore job crafting within their business?
For me, we linking it to the performance management process, we had some feedback that does it take away from that ability to robustly manage performance? And I would say, no, it doesn't. It only enhances it. So certainly what we're not saying is managing performance isn't important. We're saying job crafting can enhance everybody's performance.
Yeah, fantastic. That's really interesting stuff. So, and obviously with job crafting, it is still in its kind of relative infancy in terms of introducing it into businesses and really understanding the impact that it could have. But it's one of those things that it certainly sounds like it can only do good. It could do no harm. You're talking to people about what they enjoy and what their natural strengths are and how they could apply more of that in their role. So I'm imagining the feeling that you're getting, not just from leaders and from HR professionals, but you're getting the feeling from, the wider workforce that they're really enjoying having these conversations, because naturally it is about the things that they enjoy doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did a short colleague survey of our clinicians at the start of this year, and the scores around enjoying coming to work, fulfilling career aspirations, were both up by, so I can't remember the exact percentages, but sort of 13-14%. So we've definitely seen the difference on the front line. And I think job crafting at the start, we had quite a lot of feedback. I'm happy in my job. I like my job. I don't want to progress. I don't want to do anything differently. So how can job crafting work for me? And that's where we were saying things like, well, actually think about some small well-being changes, thinking about how you frame things, how you structure things. Job crafting isn't just for someone who wants to get a promotion. And I think that was seen as a bit of a misunderstanding at the start.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's really interesting. So the evidence is there. Do job crafting absolutely. And do it well. And you can see that huge boost to how people perceive career progression and, satisfaction and motivation to go to work. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's really a competitive market. People want to know that they can fulfill their career, and they want to know they can be happy coming into work. So why not have conversations that help to achieve that?
Yeah, so you believe it'll help you keep the best talent. That's really good. That's really
good. One of many different things, but I do think it's an important one.